Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into your Boulevard home game of the week as we kick off basketball season here on the Fan Sports Network. Caden Formaster with you and Ben Lindquist on the broadcast tonight. Ben, here in the pit, ready to go for some Region 9 basketball.
Always good to be back in the pit. It's a great football season. It's time for hoops.
Time for hoops. I know that you and I both are hoops guys. We love to watch some basketball. So here we go into our hoops season. Kicking things off with Pineview Richfield tonight. You can see Richfield there wearing their blue the blue warm-ups and the blue unis underneath as they're getting warmed up, ready to go for tonight's ball game as we are inside of your House of Jump pregame show. We also want to thank some of our great sponsors as we're getting things started here this evening. We want to thank Finley Subaru, Fabulous Freddy's, and Bucks Ace Hardware being great sponsors for Region 9 athletics. And they've been great sponsors through football season as we now move into basketball season. And one last shout out, got to give a shout out to Crimson Cliffs for taking it all in state football. Phenomenal for them. You know, they've been winning state championships all across the board. Maybe it's someone else's turn. Maybe it's Pineview's turn. Get them in here.
Yeah, I mean, pretty incredible. I mean, they played in the state championship for 3 straight years in football. You like to see them finally get one of those. Of course, they won the baseball the last 2 years, golf as well this fall. And I think it says more about the region and the caliber athletes we've got all across the region. And I think the state champ's going to come from Region 9 basketball this year as well.
It very well could. It very well could. As there's a lot of talent. You know, we had our Region 9 basketball media day yesterday. Had a chance to sit down with all of the coaches and a handful of players from every single team. And a lot of these teams are relying on the speed of today's game of basketball. They want to move fast. They want to shoot some threes. That's kind of how things are moving in today's world. And high school, they just want to get some of that spacing around, and they want to get some of those threes dropping.
Well, yeah, you've got Dixie, you have the rim running ability of Kyle Lemke, and of course the floor general and Jordy Roberts. you got teams like Pineview, you've got Griff, and you've got you know, their whole squad. They like to get up and down. Nash, and then you know, you look team by team. You got the guys like Owen Mackey. You got the guys like Scoop Johnson over at Crimson. All of these teams are trying to get the ball, even on a made basket, up the court and in transition to what we would call like a secondary break. And then, of course, in the half-court setting, they still like to play fast, even with the pick and roll. You know, that's something that I think you and I have seen the last 10 years.
Right.
Obviously, we grew up watching John Stockton and Karl Malone do it, but it's a different kind of pick and roll now. It's a big high screen up top, and you get the big guy out there, and you try and get into the paint and kick or finish. And so the game has been sped up. Even with the shot clock, I thought maybe the shot clock would have a little bit more of an impact on poor shooting, but we haven't seen that quite yet. I think it's been good for the game of high school basketball.
Sure. Some of those things we'll consider our keys to the game here, and our Team D Auto Sales keys to the game. We want to thank them for being a great sponsor, and of course you can find them online at teamdautosales.com, or just head on over to their location on 488 East St. George Boulevard. Huge selection of cars, trucks, SUVs. Of course, get the keys to your new ride at Team D Auto. Both of the teams getting ready here to honor the colors and getting ready for starting lineups. We're going to step aside, take a break, and when we come back, starting lineups here on the Fan Sports Network in your Boulevard home game of the week.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cass Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the...
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Here to the pit. It is your Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network. Pineview Panthers hosting Richfield as they have come down I-70, down I-15, and here to Southern Utah. Get ready for your starting lineups here. Brought to you by House of Jump. On Richfield's side, you have number 0, Miles Barnett. Number 1, Gage Yardley. Number 2, Court Moon. Number 10, Gavin Kirchner. And number 33, Nate Young. And on the Pineview Panthers side, you have number 3, Adam Moore. Number 13, Nash Schroeder. Number 15, Caleb Schmidt. Number 20, Griffin Shepard. And number 35, Trevor Condi. That's your starting lineup for the Pineview Panthers tonight as they're getting ready to show off their starting lineup. Again, brought to you by House of Jump. We're also looking for our dunk of the game with House of Jump, which means with that dunk, you could get an hour jump time at House of Jump.
And you know, this is the first home contest for Coach Patrick Amico. Of course, they had their first game last night on the road up at Canyon View. They came up 2 points short. A bang-bang play towards the end of the game. Foul shots were made. And they came out of that with a 2-point loss on his first game. But that was a game, I don't know how much of that you caught in the highlights, but that was a game that they actually just started off so slow and finally kind of chipped back in and dug back in the rest of the game, but never quite got the lead. Always kept it within 2 or 4 points, tied it up with about 10 or 11 seconds left, and then, of course, a former Region 9 guy, oh my gosh, what's it? Ty Addick from Desert Hills knocks down 2 free throws, clutch free throws, and they lose a heartbreaker on the road in Patrick Amico's first game. And so I think this is, Caden, one of those games where they're going to certainly want to jump out and start quick at home so that they don't find themselves in the same situation. And so I think this is going to be a great test. Richfield, they're historically known as a great program. They got a lot of youth, and they got some great shooting. And it looks like they might have a couple football players too.
Yeah, absolutely. They got some size out there, even, right? A little bit of size and speed. And the tip goes in favor of Pineview, and we are away as Nash Schroeder will start things off here for the Panthers. Takes it over to the right side to Moore. Moore looking down low to Condi. Condi double team, gets it off the glass, no good, and rebounded by Court Moon. Pushing the ball up court to Barnett. Barnett taking it over to the left side up top again. Moon, he spins around, kicks out, and they will reset here with Yardley up top.
And a great first play right out of the gate. You know, able to cross screen, get him on the block. That's one Condi's going to make 8 or 9 times out of 10.
Kirchner on the drive, puts it up, no good. Offensive rebound, they say he was on the line, and it will be Pineview Panther basketball.
A little bit of a shaky start for the Wildcats of Richfield, but I think that's what we're going to see a lot from them, is a lot of drive and penetration, where I think we're going to see a little more of a technical style from Pineview, where they try and get some screens and some movement.
Schroeder over to Moore again in the corner. Looking to take it back up top. Gets it over to Shepard. Shepard on the drive, spins. Stepped on a foot, it looked like, of the defender, and they'll call it travel.
Yeah, a little bit of a bang-bang play there, too, where he just got in the spin cycle and looked like he stepped on the foot. Those are tough ones. I think that's the second hardest call behind the charge block.
Taking it over to the corner and back up top. Pulling the deep three off the edge of the rim. No good. Offensive rebound, and the Wildcats reset on the shot.
Was that the Jimmy Chitwood 1 foot?
A little bit of a 1 foot jumper there. Moore pump fakes and releases. He gets the three.
And Adam Moore's probably their best three-point shooter. As you can see there, the coach is almost like, shoot it. He was so wide open, he hadn't realized it quite yet.
On to the kick out to Moon. Moon takes it with the left, spins inside. Too many spins, gets the traveling call.
So far, I mean, you got to give the advantage to Pineview. They've started quick, just like we've said. A lot of movement, a lot of screens, and then, of course, they guarded that cross screen, and it got Adam Moore wide open for that three.
Schroeder on the point, gets it into Condi up at the elbow. Looking for anywhere to go with it, goes back to Schroeder. Schroeder coming off the pick, drives in. Left hand off the glass and good.
And Nash has a great left hand finish. That's an easy play for him.
Swinging it around is Barnett. Barnett to the left side, swinging all the way across the court to Yardley. Yardley on the drive, scoops it off the glass. It'll be an and one.
Great penetration with the left hand, a little dipsy-do, finger roll finish. See if he can get the rest of it right here from the free throw line.
Check it out on the Holbrook Asphalt replays. He goes
pretty
slipping
good play,
through
great
two
body
defenders.
Control. Yeah, got to get, I mean.
And he gets it to roll in. 5-3 Pineview to start things off here with 5:40 left to go here in the first quarter. As Schroeder brings it across the timeline, gets it into Condi. And Condi looking to go back out to Schroeder. He'll pull the three. Good, nothing but net. Nash Schroeder.
And as you can see already, Caden, they are obviously something they talked about. We've got to start quick. We've got to play free.
Over to a Moon. And swinging inside is Kirchner. Kirchner pump fakes and kicks back out. Yardley, no good. Ball on the ground, bodies on the ground. And they'll go with the jump ball. It will stay down with Richfield.
Looks like we have an early substitution for Condi.
Yeah, coming in is Camden Smith. And the inbound goes up top to Yardley. Over to Barnett on the left wing, swinging it across to Kirchner. Kirchner picked up by Shepard. He drives in on Shepard. Back out to Yardley. Yardley, foul line, pump fake, no. Barnett will take it. The left-handed three-pointer is good.
And this is the classic shooting that you've seen from Richfield for years, going all the way back to Ryan Cuff. These are guys that spend a lot of time in the gym, especially in the winter, growing up, and they love to shoot.
Schroeder takes it in with the right hand, stops and swings it all the way across court, taking the three, and that is good from Caleb Schmidt.
And I think if you're Coach Amico, you're going to take 3 for 3 out of the three-point gate.
Absolutely. Three-point percentage off the charts right now for the Panthers as Yardley drives inside. Blocked by Shepard. No, they give him the foul.
Difficult play there, but I think obviously you're going to give the advantage to the attacking offensive player there. Pineview fans don't like it. Coach Amico's over there like, I'm not so sure about that one, ref. But a pretty good play. This is going to be Richfield style. Try and get into the lane and make those plays at the basket. I don't think we're going to see probably as many threes as we are from a Pineview team, especially with just that kind of dribble handoff and dribble high screen. They're trying to get into the paint.
Gage Yardley at the line, misses the first free throw, and here's the second. It's also off the back of the rim, no good. They say there's a lane violation, I guess.
One of the, we talked about the shot clock coming into effect last year. Another one of those big changes is the 2 free throws after 5 fouls. So that's going to be certainly something we're going to watch, where right now Pineview's already got 2, 3 more, and they shoot 2 free throws each time.
Schroeder on the drive in. A little Euro step off the glass, catches the rim. It's good for 2.
Great penetration there from Nash. Also, we've got Jelani on the court here.
And no good.
It looked like he was going to throw that down. That's Jorgen Southwick. He actually is a transfer from Dixie. Transferred back to Richfield.
Corner 3 is no good. Looking to get his own rebound is Schmidt. And they're going to say it's Pineview ball. He was falling out of bounds. He saved it, and then he went and picked up the ball. You just can't do that.
Yeah, another thing you can't do anymore is you can't be the first one to touch it after you've been out of bounds, like the old days where you could save it and hit it off someone and jump in there and get it.
Yep.
It cost Canyonview against Desert Hills last week in their foam bumper.
Shepard, no good from 15 feet out, and it bounces out of bounds. It'll be Richfield basketball.
And this is the hardest thing as a high school basketball player, Caden, is you have to be more patient, especially when you're getting the open looks. Got to be willing to let the offense run through you and be a little more disciplined on those types of occasions.
On the other side, Schroeder.
Griff's a guy we've watched forever. I mean, the guy can flat out score it, but in this style of offense to Coach Amico, all you got to do is just kind of wait for those opportunities, and they'll come.
Schroeder picks up a foul. A little aggressive on the defense there. Inbounding is Jorgen Southwick. And they're going to inbound again.
I don't see the foul up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think they're waiting. They never posted the foul. The officials going to make sure that they post it.
That should be 3. And again, that's what we've talked about. 3:30 left in the first, 2 more fouls, and you're shooting 2 free throws.
Right. Southwick inbounds. And Yardley sets up the offense. Over to Southwick again. He'll take the 3. Short off the front of the rim, rebounded by Adam Moore, and Moore will control it as he crosses half court. Trying to go inside to Shepard. Shepard on the kick out. Corner 3. No good. And rebounded by Richfield. Barnett controls it to the left, brings it into the middle to Wayman, who has checked into the ball game. And it's Yardley on the drive from about 7 feet, no good. Tipped around, rebounded by the Wildcats.
A lot of offensive rebounds from Richfield. I think that's going to be something that they're going to have to continue to do to stay in this game.
Pulling the 3 again, the lefties, Barnett, and he misses. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Foul goes against Richfield as a little too aggressive on the defense there by Malik Fountain. 13-6 is your score. Pineview on top, 2:42 left to go in the first on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard.
It looks like both teams, if you see a couple threes go in, and it almost feels like you got to shoot a couple more just to stay in the game. But I think the success for both of these teams is going to be being a little more patient and letting the offense come to them.
Timeout brought to you by UD and Associates. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout ourselves. We'll be back after this message from our local partners.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Back at it here, 13-6. Pineview with the lead, and they control the basketball. And it's Schroeder looking for the pick from Shepard. Gets it over to Shepard. He pump fakes and drives. Kicks it over to Nash again. Nash crossing up, pulls the trigger. It's good. And they give him 2.
And that's a shot that, you know, a guy like that's, he's earned the right to shoot. You could see it was in rhythm for it. And you probably don't want every guy on the team shooting that shot, but you'll take it from that guy.
Wayman bringing it back up top to Yardley. Yardley pushing it inside, looking to kick out, tipped by Schroeder. Schroeder gets tipped around by Southwick, and they'll say it goes out of bounds. It is Pineview basketball.
Yeah, I think so far, if you're Pineview, you're right where you want to be. You know, you've got 3 threes, a long 2 by Nash right there. I mean, you're in control of this game in the first quarter. See if you can stretch it to a little more than 10 and go into the second quarter happy.
Losing the ball is Shepard. Going up high for the block. It's not there, but a missed shot by Richfield. They'll set up the offense. Taking it over to the left side, bringing it back up top, swinging it around to the right. Barnett taking to the 3-overs. There's Wayman on the right side. It is good.
It's just funny. There's no hesitation in shooting 3-pointers anymore in high school basketball, at every level, really.
Yep, catch and shoot. If you have a hand in your face, it's fine. Pull the trigger, just go for it. As Schroeder misses, falls on the ground, no call there, and it's rebounded by Richfield. Southwick brings it up, picked up by Ojegba, who's checked into the game. Barnett across court. On the drive, handed off, no good there on the pass, and it's picked up by the Panthers. On the drive is Shepard. He goes up strong, draws a foul.
And Griff's been pretty quiet, but that's certainly a guy as the season goes on that you're gonna have to get points from and gonna have to find ways, if you're Coach Amico, to get him some looks in rhythm and early. I think he averaged about 18 or 19 a season or last season. So,
yeah, he was a solid scorer for the Panthers last season. Between him and Nash Schroeder, they were the go-to scoring duo for the Panthers. As he makes the first, and second one is up off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Spell from Richfield. He takes it over to the right side, looking to split the defense, goes up with it, no good, and it's rebounded by Pineview. Moore swinging it to Shepard. Shepard on the spin move, going up strong, no good, gets his own rebound, goes up again, still no good, and Richfield comes down with it. On the drive, no one in front of him, finger roll in for 2. Jorgen
probably
Southwick.
could have been a foul there too, and you can see we were talking about this being a 10-point game, and really it's down to 5, and it feels like some momentum for Richfield.
16 seconds left on the clock here. Shot clock is taken off as Schroeder bringing it over to the high left side. Double teamed as he continues to drive, looking to kick out to Moore. Moore corner 3. No good. Tipped. Still not there. Tipped again, and it's in. Nash Schroeder gets the tip in. They call it good. 18-11 here. End of the first on the Fan Sports Network. You are listening to your Boulevard Home Game of the Week from Pineview High School.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
What's up, sports fans? It's Blair Fry with the Fry team at Red Rock Real Estate. Let's be honest. You know what's addicting? Football. You know what else is addicting? Looking for homes or investment properties. Let the Fry team at Red Rock Real Estate coach you through your real estate addictions.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cass Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are back at Pineview High School in the pit. 18-11 here as we start the second quarter. Want to take this time to thank some of our local partners making this broadcast available to you. Intermountain Sports Performance, Intercap Lending, Handles Ice Cream. Thank you to some of our great local partners as Pineview gets the ball coming out from the break. Schroeder drives it all the way in, off the glass, scoops it in for 2.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about in the offense. It's like, let those types of plays come to you, and you're going to be a lot more successful. But if you're Richfield, you're probably going to that timeout saying, hey, look, guys, we've missed a lot of layups around the hoop. Let's make a couple more of those, get a couple more stops. And just like that, we got a 7-point ball game, and they're probably telling themselves we could be tied or up.
That's right. That was Hudson Spell on the drive in the lay-in for 2. Schroeder over to Moore. Moore brings it back up top. Back to Schroeder. Schroeder drives in, pulls a 10-footer, rattles around, no good. Tipped. Condi trying to get some of that length in there, and it'll be tipped out of bounds by Richfield. Pineview basketball.
So far, I think this is kind of what we expected. I think Pineview is a much improved team this year, and certainly some new culture and fresh voice. It's going to be interesting to really see what they can do. This is a play that you're going to see a lot of the region teams run. The out-of-bounds guy comes off a little curl and looks for that quick mid-range jumper.
Looking to get the ball down low to Condi. Condi behind the back fouls. He tries to go up for 2. He'll head to the line.
And I think part of the struggle for Pineview last year was Condi, I think, broke a wrist or a hand last year. And, that was kind of the one guy that could take some pressure off of Nash and Griff Shepard. And so having him here and healthy is a big deal for the Panthers.
It helps when you're a whole head taller than just about everybody out there on the court. Absolutely, as he makes the first. And that's one thing we talked to him in our media day, and he said that one thing he likes to do is shoot the 3. And we asked him, does Amico give you the green light on that? And he said, oh yeah, he gives everybody the green light on those 3s as long as he can make them. And you saw there as he makes 2 of his free throws. Maybe he does have a little bit of range for a big guy.
A soft touch for sure.
Bring the ball up, Gavin Kirchner. Kirchner takes the 10-footer, no good. Rebounded by Pineview. Ojegba going up high to Moore. Moore saves the ball from going out of bounds, but saves it into the hands of Richfield. It's Spell on the right side, and the ball swinging across. Up top with it is Kirchner again to Southwick. Southwick will reset the offense with 22 on the shot clock. Picked up by Adam Moore. Southwick dribbles in with the left hand, has a lane all the way to the basket, finger roll in for 2.
And you can just see how athletic he is. Only a sophomore. I think he's going to be one of the better players in the state by the time he's a senior. Just so rangy, so athletic and long, and a pretty soft touch as we see Griff knock down a 3.
What an assist from Adam Moore, the touch pass assist to Griffin Shepard.
We shouldn't be too surprised. That's the Pineview quarterback, Adam Moore.
Leading the nation at one point in passing yards this last season. And the nation of all high schoolers, phenomenal.
I'm sure his dad would say he gets it from him, but I bet his older brothers would say the same thing. Both older brothers, great basketball and football players.
Southwick on the drive after the steal, going off the glass, no good, and Moore brings it across to Ojegba, who takes it in. Finds Shepard all alone under the basket for 2.
And a great pass there. That's really where Jelani, another sophomore, the region's full of great sophomores this year that might be able to contribute, that's going to be a strong suit, is that athleticism, getting in the lane and finding the open guy.
Spell driving in on Condi. It's no good. And quick baseball pass all the way down court. Falls into the hands of Richfield, and they will reset the ball. Nash Schroeder's no stranger to some baseball passes. He is a pitcher himself.
That's right. I forgot that.
One of the better pitchers in Region 9 as well. As the drive inside by Southwick, he'll be called for the charge as Shepard gets set up in the lane. Substitution here for Pineview. Take a quick look back at that three-pointer where it was a quick touch pass, boom, boom. Shepard for the 3, nailed it.
That's the type of offense you like to see as a coach. Dribble penetration, kick to a wing, swing to an open guy, knock down.
Replay brought to you by Holbrook Asphalt. As Schroeder sets up the offense. Over to Shepard. He'll take the three. He's feeling it, but not that time. Jump ball.
Looks like this will go to Richfield. And if you're Richfield right now, with 4:33 left in the second quarter, you got to be careful because it feels like Pineview can get this to 15 or 20 if they're not careful. They're going to need to come down and get a couple of good baskets and some stops on the defensive end.
Gage Yardley takes the inbound pass for Richfield, and he'll bring the ball up as he comes back into the game off the bench. Looking to bring it over to his teammate Kirchner, who drives inside on Moore, losing the ball. They call, one ref is over there calling double dribble, one's calling travel, whatever it is, it's Pineview basketball.
I think they're both right.
I think they're both right. I hesitated because even myself, I didn't know what he did there, but he didn't.
I think they were willing to
correct.
give him the one spin, but when he juggled it and dropped it, they were like, okay, we got to call something.
Camden Smith, who checks into the game, hands it off to Schroeder, who takes a three, and he nails it.
And again, that's the guy that's got to really get the engine firing for the Panthers. He's got a great stroke, he's got a great handle, and those are the in-rhythm shots that you want to see as a coach.
Spell goes up top, swinging it around. Barnett into the side to Yardley. Yardley has to kick back out to Barnett. He goes cross court to Spell. Spell drives in with the right hand, loses control of it. It's a charge against Richfield.
And as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout on the next Pineview basket because this is a 15-point game and it's quickly slipping away. Another basket here or two, and this thing could stretch to 20. And I think we're going to see a Richfield timeout here soon enough.
Schroeder brings the ball up. A couple quick handoffs. Smith back to Schroeder. Schroeder coming off of the pick to the top of the key and looking to get down low to Smith. Does. Smith puts the ball on the ground, goes up strong with it, and takes the foul. A little bit of a bump.
And look, I love it when a team takes advantage of a mismatch. They do this. They do the high ball screen. They get the switch onto the big fella. He goes down, gets him on the block, and Nash looks for him. That's a great heads-up play, and you get 2 easy free throws.
Camden Smith on the first, off the front of the rim, no good.
Well, easy's a relative term. It's free by nature, but you still got to earn it.
Got to earn it from the stripe, as they say. And no good on the second one, rebounded by Barnett. And Yardley will set up the offense here for the Wildcats. Looking for a pick on either side of him. Instead, he goes with the short pass, and it goes back over to Yardley. He drives in against Shepard, and another offensive foul. I think Shepard has drawn about 3.
Well, I just saw Coach Amigo. He's over there with 3, holding up 3. That's 3 charges. Go. 3 charges, fellas. And that's the real metric, I think, for a team that's trying to play hard-nosed defenses. Are you willing to get your chest in front of an ongoing defender, locomotive style, and take the hard one?
That's right. Under 3 minutes left to go. Shepard straightaway 3 deep, no good off the left side of the rim. Rebound offensive by Schroeder. Gets it over to Smith, wide open by himself, left-handed, off the glass, and one.
And I'm a little surprised they haven't called a timeout yet, just to kind of say, guys, we got to settle down. Let's draw up a play so we can make sure we get a basket. It's been about 2 minutes since they've got a score. This game is starting to slip away for Richfield.
Nate Young will hit the bench, and they bring Hudson Spell back. It's tipped off of the missed free throw and rebounded by Barnett. Barnett swings it across, taking the 3. It is good. Malik Fountain.
And that kind of was going to breathe a little bit of life into the Wildcats, as this was going to stretch to 20 on a 2-point basket. But just like that.
The corner 3, Caleb Schmidt. Well, you see Richfield switch into this zone defense as well, trying to do something different to shut down the offense. Just isn't quite working there as Richfield offense set up again. Barnett hands it off to Fountain, who just made a 3. Swinging it back, Fountain again. Over to Yardley. Yardley will drive with the left hand. Pump fakes, has to kick out with defense in his face.
Pretty impressed with the Panther defense. Oh, and they pick up number 4 as we talk about some defense.
This time it's Schmidt picking it up.
And look, if you're the other teams in the region watching, this is one of those things where you got to be aware. Even if you're Richfield going into the second half, you got to be saying, guys, come to a jump stop. Do not leave your feet with one dribble in the air and try and finish on these guys because they're rotating so well defensively.
1:50 left in the second. 35-18 on your Wilkeson's House Lighting scoreboard. Schmidt brings it up top, gets it over to Schroeder. Schroeder looking to get into Condi. It's tipped away by Fountain, and it'll stay with the Panthers.
And this is the hard part. Obviously, that was a player control foul, so they don't shoot free throws on it, but that is our 5th team foul for the Wildcats. And so next foul, they'll be shooting 2 free ones. And so it's hard to get back into a game when you can't really be aggressive, but you also need to be aggressive to get back into the game.
Right, as Schroeder takes the 3 off the inbound pass, no good. Rebound by Richfield. And Yardley bringing it up quick to Spell. Spell back up top. And it goes to Barnett. Barnett hands it off to Southwick with 23 left on the shot clock. Spell drives in on Condi, throws it off the leg of Pineview, and it'll remain with Richfield as they'll take the ball out of bounds.
Really impressed with the way Pineview's been rotating. They've been able to cut that baseline off, and also one of the harder things to do is to be able to cut off that inside penetration and have a guy that can rotate from the weak side and step up and take the 4 charges they have.
You know, well, there's been a lot of success from Richfield finding that lane wide open, so they thought, let's keep penetrating it. Well, they ended up getting 4 charges by trying it. So the course correction by Pineview has been impressive.
Yeah, and I think, you know, especially with the shot clock these days, if I was Richfield, I'd probably try and get into a little bit of a 3/4 court press or even a full court press on anything made, just to try and mix it up with Pineview.
Ball nearly stolen away. It's on the ground. A jump ball is called, and it will be Pineview's possession.
And maybe we can, this is something we can talk about at halftime too, but this is the thing I like about the 5 foul free throw rule is you generally at this point, you know, you spend the second quarter and you're shooting foul shots for the last 3 or 4 minutes. And I like that reset at the quarter for every the 5 fouls, because it makes it so we're not shooting foul shots. And if you are overly aggressive, you pay the price. If you play good defense like Pineview's played, you don't pay the price and you're not in foul trouble.
Driving in is Schroeder. He'll kick out to a wide open. No, the whistle. It is a charge against Schroeder.
Yeah. These refs are trying to set the record for most charges in a high school game.
It's been somewhat impressive, really.
I think it goes back to the fundamentals of coming to a jump stop, not just leaving your feet and figuring out what you're going to do while you're up in the air.
And credit to Schroeder for seeing the wide open teammate, but as you mentioned, yes, he needs to get that stop as Southwick gets the ball up on the right wing. Pump fake from Fountain as he drives in. Goes up off the glass too hard, rebounded by Schroeder.
And that's a dry spell has really hurt Richfield right there. And Pineview, you know, they haven't been able to quite capitalize here. That little run they went on, about a 7-0 run. But this is, if you get a bucket here, stretches that to 19, and you're certainly in the driver's seat. 8
seconds left on the clock here in the second. Going inside of Schroeder, he'll kick out. Ojegba short, and it'll go out of bounds, but the buzzer sounds.
That's a great look, though. You can't be disappointed with that.
Not at all. It was a wide open look. You'll take it all day long. 35-18. As we get ready to hop on into your Rally Stop halftime show here on the Fan Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that can make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks Ace stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bride Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant, www.redrockrealestate.com.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Red Ledge's Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledge's Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9, and From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the Boulevard Home Game of the Week here on the Fan Sports Network. Caden Formaster and Ben Lindquist with you here on the broadcast this evening as we are kicking off our basketball coverage this season. And we've got ourselves a game here between Pineview and Richfield, where Pineview Panthers going up 35-18 over the Wildcats to get this game started. And, you know, a few names stick out to me so far. Schroeder, of course, just doing his thing where he's an insane ball handler. He finds ways to create his own shots, but he also finds ways to create open shots for his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, you got Griff Shepard, who's a great player. Nash is the guy that really is going to steer this ship this year based on how he controls the offense, the types of shots that he gets, the way that he's able to set up his teammates, and you saw him to mix it. I don't really think he forced very much. I thought there at that last possession before the end of the half that he was going to try and force one up. Finds the open guy in the corner. They get a great look that doesn't go down, but that's what you want to see, especially after a tough loss last night on the road up at Canyon View.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, they did have, what a tough loss it was. Talking to Coach Amico, he came on our radio show earlier in the day to talk about that last game last night and to talk about the game tonight. And you know, definitely it's tough when it's your first game ever as the head coach to lose it. But you bounce back, and they're bouncing back tonight right now, going up 35-18 here at halftime over Richfield. And, you know, Richfield is a team that is expected to be one of the top teams in 3A. They have some talented guys, as we've already seen, some guys that are more than willing to take that three-point shot. Once those start falling, this could be a different ballgame.
Yeah, and just in that first quarter alone, you saw a lot of missed opportunities right at the cup, and those are things that, like, those don't go off the side of the rim or just a little bit short, and those go in, and it's probably a 7-point game. And so, you know, if you're in the Richfield locker room right now, you're saying, hey, guys, look, we just got to make a few more buckets. We got to shut the three-point line down, get a few more stops, and we're right in this thing. And if you're Pineview, you're saying more of the same. Guys, share the ball, move the ball, find your teammate. A lot of balanced scoring for the Panthers, led by Nash Schroeder.
Yeah, Nash Schroeder has definitely been the guy here. But a few different names coming off the bench that have been able to do a little bit. We've had Camden Smith come in. He's got a bucket in there. He's gone to the line a couple times. He's got to get those to go down from the line. But he's a good big body to have coming off the bench to replace Condi.
Yeah, and this is probably the most balanced team the Panthers have had in 3 or 4 years. And I think even the region poll had them, finishing 3rd or 4th?
The region poll had them finishing 4th, but the
Right.
Deseret News poll had them finishing 2nd.
Interesting.
So we have a little bit of a difference there. And you know, looking at the poll itself, it was actually really tight between Snow Canyon, Crimson Cliffs, and Pineview.
Right.
Those 3 schools received plenty of votes between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, all rotated through those different numbers by a bunch of different people. So when you look at it like that, it's like, okay, you know, this is a team that could be 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. We'll have to see.
I think that's how the region's going to go this year. I think it's going to be one of those things that, and I think I heard you guys talking about this on Media Day, where you got Dixie up here. Everybody knows the returning caliber of players they've got. And then you got these other guys that's like, okay, Pineview's different this year. Desert Hills is going to be scrappy defensively, and it's going to have to probably be a couple of different guys every night to keep them in games. And Pineview has changed, obviously, and Crimson has got some returning talent and skill. And then you have Snow Canyon, who you got to believe just by having Owen Mackey, you're going to be in the conversation, and you're going to be able to maybe sneak a win in unexpected. And I think everybody's just hoping, can we just catch Dixie on an off night? Can we just... You know, but that's why we play the game. You gotta step on the court and you gotta finish it off. But I think the real contest this year is going to be to see who can secure that second spot.
You know, I think that's exactly right. And all of the teams, and this will be something to look forward to over the next 3 years, lots of really good sophomores. This sophomore class is incredible. All across the board. I'm not saying with one school in particular either. I mean, we got a sophomore starting tonight in Caleb Schmidt, who's already hit a couple of shots. So
and Jelani's going to see a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
You got Chaz Holbrook over at Desert Hills. You got Reggie Mackey, Owen's little brother at Snow Canyon. You got some great talent at Dixie. Just all across the board. There's some really great players coming up, but talking about today, and I'll tell you, there's some good players at the senior level too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be an exciting season as we're still early into it here, as this is our first broadcast of the season. We'll be having more coming up. We will have a game on Friday night. We'll be broadcasting the Snow Canyon basketball game on Friday. And then, of course, the Coach Walker Classic halfway through the month of December is always a big staple here in Southern Utah.
That's kind of like our mini in-season tournament.
A little bit.
A lot of basketball, a lot of region teams there, and a lot of excitement. And, of course, what I love about that event is it memorializes and remembers a really great guy in Coach Walker.
Absolutely. Teams coming back out to the court to get things started here in the third quarter.
And, Caden, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some full court pressure by Richfield, maybe mixing up the defense a little bit to try and get something going. But you got to also believe that they've got a play drawn up here to get something easy to get this thing to a 15-point game.
Richfield will start off with the basketball here in the third. Over to Yardley on the right side, bouncing it off of the foot of his defender, picks it right back up. And it's Kirchner on the drive. He pushes it in for about 6 feet out. It's good.
And great dribble drive there. You notice he came to the jump stop, didn't try and leave off 1 foot. Coach probably talked about that at halftime too, saying, guys, no more charges.
Adam Moore in the corner. Going up to Shepard. He has an open look. A little hard off the back of the rim, no good. Quick pass, wide open. Shepard with the block. Coming from behind, blocks Miles Barnett with the right-handed layup, and now in the corner is Condi. He'll take the travel call. It'll go back into the hands of Richfield.
And that's a little bit frustrating as a coach because you had Condi in the corner wide open, and you just hit him early, right? You just make it so that he can catch it and shoot it. A little bit of a pass he had to juggle. Consequently, he tries to hurry up and travels.
Barnett will take the three on the other side, no good, and rebounded by Schroeder. 35-20. Pineview leads here in the third as Schroeder drives in, has to kick out, and a travel call again against Pineview. Schroeder stuttering his feet a little bit on the defensive pressure in the kick out. So Richfield will take possession as Kirchner will inbound to Yardley. Yardley, a junior here for Richfield.
Little double high post screen there, option, gets it onto the low block, and you get this to go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just a couple of those missed shots there that have kept Richfield out of the 15 to 20 point range.
They get the offensive board and putting it back up against Kirchner. He'll get the board again. And the reset as Yardley swings it around to Barnett. Barnett picked up by Schroeder. Again, into the corner now is Yardley. He'll take the shot, and it's good from three.
And a quick 5-0 run into the third quarter. I think if you see another one here, you'll probably see the timeout come from Coach Amico.
Just about 6 minutes left to play here in the third as Condi picks up the ball. Hands it off to Schroeder. Schroeder taking it back up top. He's double teamed. Condi, and he gets fouled.
And fouled hard.
Condi gets fouled hard.
By the wall and the big fella on Richfield.
Now Condi there, he had three guys collapse in on him. And I love just going strong and drawing the foul. But that's something Richfield has to be a little bit careful about as the first one goes in from Condi. Is that, hey, if he's drawing that much defensive pressure away, be ready for the kick out and wide open shot somewhere else too.
And you're right, he does have a soft touch. I mean, you can tell that's a guy that probably is going to shoot 40% from the three-point line if he gets wide open ones.
He's 100% tonight. He's got definitely a good touch there for sure as Richfield back on the other side. Gets it inside to Barnett. 15-footer, no good, and it's rebounded by Pineview. Schroeder will bring it across. And stolen away. Schroeder trying to kick it out, and it just got ripped right out of his hands. On the other side, it's Barnett. 4 feet behind the line, he drains it.
And a little bit of life from the Wildcats here in the third quarter. Cuts it to 11. And a little bit of momentum.
Absolutely. Over to Schmidt, who takes it up top to Shepard. Shepard swings it to Schroeder. Schroeder looking to get in inside, going up top. Ojek by step back three, off the rim, no good. It'll bounce out of bounds.
Kind of a critical time right now. If you're Richfield, you've gotten back into the ball game. Pineview looks a little disjointed coming into the third quarter. Some early substitutions for Richfield as well. We've got Southwick back on the court. And I'll tell you what, if they can get a bucket here, we might have a little bit more of a contest here in the second half.
Yardley, and a quick call off the ball foul. That goes against Nate Young for Richfield. A little bit of contact down low, and the official gave him the call.
And you saw Coach Chichester there. He's just like, hey, think about it. You're 30 feet from the basket or from the ball. Those are ones we don't need to do.
Moore looking to get inside Shepard. Shepard on the spin move. And off the back foot, fading away, no good as it rattles the rim. Yardley controls the offense, gets it over to Spell. Spell back to Yardley in the right corner, picked up by Shepard. He'll drive inside, stops, kicks out to Southwick. Southwick takes it to the right side. Back up to Young again as he hands off to Southwick. Back to Young, swinging it across Yardley. Yardley will drive in, 10 on the shot clock. From the free throw line jumper, no good. A foul is called.
And I like what I'm seeing from Richfield in the second half. I mean, you see that dribble penetration. They're coming to a jump stop. Coach obviously got that message through at halftime. And they look a little more settled. And so if you're Pineview, you're saying, okay, now we've got to make sure that we're sharper on offense on our end as well, and that we limit them on the offensive glass, because that's obviously a strong suit for Richfield.
Condi heads to the bench after picking up the foul. Trevor Condi with his first. Off the inbound, taking the three, and it is good. Another three. This time it's Griffin Wayman.
And here comes the timeout that we talked about. And one more basket, and that gets a coach nervous. So we got 37-29 with 3:57. We got a ball game, Caden.
We do indeed. Another timeout here, brought to you by Udi & Associates. We're going to take a timeout ourselves. 37-29, 3:57 left to play in the third here on the Fan Sports Network.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Back at it here from Pineview High School inside the pit. 37-29 Pineview leads as Coach Miko takes a timeout, and they will have possession of the ball here to get things started coming out of the timeout. During the break, we did the math. 14-2 run to get things started here in the third.
A great run by Richfield. You got to give them a lot of credit. You know, you're playing on the road early in the season. Easy to pack it up and go home, but they've showed some fight, and it looks like we're going to get a ball game.
Griffin Shepard for two off the glass on the drive.
And this really is where I don't think coaches use timeouts as much as they should or at the right times. Great timeout call. Get your guys settled, draw up a play, get an easy basket.
Up top is Spell. He'll hand off to Wayman. Wayman back down to the baseline. He slipped a little bit there. They'll call the travel.
Pineview's done a great job of that baseline rotation all night. There he dribbles, he sees an opening, shut off quick, a little bit of a slip and slide, travel.
Schroeder had the shot. He didn't realize it. He was looking down. When he realized it, a little too late as Moore will take the shot, and it's no good. Rebounded by Hudson Spell, and he'll bring the ball up court for the Wildcats. Hands it off to Southwick. Southwick over to Wayman. Wayman look for the pick. Over to Southwick again on the right side. 18 on the shot clock, going baseline, nowhere to go. Ball on the ground, has to kick it out. Wayman again, he'll take the three. He's already made one, he makes another one.
And the three-point shot keeping Richfield in this ball game as it's a 7-point game.
Three after three after three. I think we've seen about 4 of them this quarter alone. Shepard with the ball up top of the key. He'll try to spin, step back, and it goes.
Tough shot. I mean, turn around, pirouette, 1 foot, Luka style. Dirk before that. Great shot.
Spell behind the back, gets it into the corner, and going back up top. Wayman over to Southwick. Southwick will take it to the right baseline. Ball on the ground, bodies on the ground. Foul is called, it'll go against Pineview.
It's like a foul on Adam Moore. I don't envy the refs there. Those are tough plays.
Those are tough.
To make sense of sometimes, where 2 guys are running into each other. Usually it defers to the offense.
Malik Fountain will inbound. He goes all the way up top to Spell. He goes to Southwick. Southwick driving into the right side. Now over to Moon. Back to Spell. Spell under the basket. Picking it all the way back out and around. 4 passes later, Southwick dropping the 3.
And no hesitation from the young sophomore. And again, now we've got it to 6. The closest it's been since the first quarter.
Jegba on the drive, kicks out into the corner to Moore. He'll take the 3. That's no good. Panthers have gone cold as a foul against Jelani.
I know I mentioned it in the first half, but this is what I really love about this new rule is, you know, there's 1:22 left. You got 3 fouls. What happens generally in a high school game is by the, 2 or 3 minutes into the third or fourth quarters, you end up being in foul trouble and you're shooting free throws for the next 4 minutes of a high school game. I love how this rewards good defense.
Shot is no good from Richfield. The ball is tipped around. Saved by Richfield? No, it goes into the hands of Schroeder, and Schroeder pushes the ball quickly up court to the right side. Goes all the way across to Moore. Moore drives in with the left hand. And Schmidt rolls it around the rim on the 3, no good. Rebound
Everything
Southwick.
but in there.
Everything but in. Southwick drives inside, bumps up against Moore. Push shot, no good, gets his own rebound, it goes for 2. 41-37, 35 seconds left to go in the third. We got ourselves a ball game.
And again, Southwick, great athlete, long, puts up a nice shot, gets his rebound, finishes it off, and Richfield has to love where they're at with just under 20 seconds left in the third quarter.
And only a second between the shot clock and the game clock, so Pineview's trying to play for the last shot here as Schroeder loses possession of the ball, and he'll also pick up a foul.
And see, this is what I love. It's 4 fouls, but that whole thing gets reset in the fourth quarter, as opposed to last year where it's 4 fouls and by the 5 or 4 minute mark in the fourth quarter, we're shooting foul shots for the last 3 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new rule. Still a big fan of the shot clock, too. The addition of the shot clock last year, I think, is helpful. I mean, plays like that we just saw may not have happened. As Schroeder steals the ball away with a second. Half-court heave, no good. So it will remain 41-37 as we wrap up the third quarter. And Pineview slightly holding on to the lead, only 6 points there in the third. We will step aside, take a break. Fourth quarter when we come back here on the Fan Sports Network.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
41-37 on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Panthers lead this one. And with the way that Richfield has been playing in the third quarter, they have every chance to find themselves on top at the end here in this ball game.
A huge run by Richfield to get this thing to 4 with 8 minutes left right now. All of the momentum feels like it's with Richfield right now. And if you're Pineview, you're like, hey, look, let's get a stop. Let's come down. I'm sure coach has got to play in the timeout between quarters. And let's get a good bucket and get control for this fourth quarter and finish strong.
Southwick controls it. Gets it over to Spell. Spell will drive in on Moore. Goes with the right hand. It's no good. Rebounded by Schroeder.
And another one of those plays that I think Richfield, by the end of the season, those are layups they'll be making consistently. Just so early in the season. As Adam Moore fires down the 3 to save the day.
And that calms the nerves just a little bit there. And a tipped shot, I believe, goes into the hands of Pineview. Schroeder drives in. He'll go back out to Moore. And they'll set up the offense with Schroeder at the helm. Takes it with the left hand to the left side. He'll keep it himself just inside the three-point line. No good there. It's bouncing in and out. Moore on the ground, gets the steal. The hustle play from the Panthers. Schroeder with the lay-in for 2. Defense leads to offense, and it is now 46-37.
Great job by Pineview coming out of the quarter timeout there to just get control of some momentum.
Wayman takes the ball over to the left side. Swings it across, losing control of it, but picking it back up is Fountain. He drives with the left, and he'll give it over to Southwick with 12 on the shot clock. Richfield needs to move the ball wide open on the fadeaway, off the front of the rim, bounces up over the top, no good, out of bounds. It will stay with the Wildcats.
Boy, and we'll see some mass substitution here. 3 guys in, 3 guys out. 6:28 left. Got a 9-point ball game as Richfield got it down to, what did they get, 4? 41-37 in that third quarter.
Inbounded all the way up top to Yardley. Yardley over to Barnett. Now Fountain on the right side, swinging it over to the left. It's Yardley again, picked up by Shepard. Reese has checked into the game as well for Richfield, getting involved in the passing action here. Driving in is Barnett, another kick out. Fountain, no good. He's made a couple, not that one. Shepard brings the ball up for the Panthers. Puts a spin move, gets his own rebound off of a circus shot miss, and puts it in for a basket.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what adjective to use to describe that other than I guess a good heads-up play to get your rebound and score it. I think the Richfield team didn't know what was going on there for a second.
Wide open 3, no good off the back of the rim. It's rebounded offensively. Going back up, and this time getting fouled is Slate Reitz, who's checked into the game. That goes against Caleb Schmidt.
And these will be important free throws here to get a little bit of control here. They've gone almost 3 minutes without a bucket. And Pineview has seemed to pick up some momentum. It's interesting. I think they're going to, it's funny how the three-pointer just fuels a run and fuels momentum. And I don't think it's just Pineview. I think it's every team. There's something about seeing that extra point go in that gives a team momentum. And I think Pineview, they're going to shoot a lot of them this year.
Misses the first, makes the second. 48-38. Pineview leads here in the fourth with 5:23 left to go. As Moore hands it back off to Schroeder. Schroeder looking to go down low to Condi. Condi double team, kicks out to Moore. Moore with the 3 off the front, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers and a foul. No, they'll call a jump ball. I thought they may have called a foul.
It looked like, I think they both, that's a great play. And I like it when a ref lets that one go.
Sure.
They both got enough of the ball that I think jump is the correct call.
Yeah, Hudson Spell came in kind of aggressive, but he was going for ball, not for the opponent. As Moore takes the ball off the inbound pass over to Schroeder. Schroeder trying to get the open look off the pick. It's not there. He spins back, scoops it in with the left hand. And tips that one out of bounds on the speedy recovery from Richfield as they try to get back down court quick.
And you can see the instincts and the athleticism and the craftiness that Nash possesses. And really, it looks like he's took over that leadership role this year and said, look, I can do it off the dribble, I can do it with the pass, I can do it with my shot.
Yardley drives in on Moore. He kicks out to Reitz. Now over to Moon. Moon draws a foul from Caleb Schmidt. Court Moon pretty quiet. He hasn't had any baskets himself yet as one of the starters, and most of their scoring really coming off the bench for Richfield as the inbound play draws a foul against Shepard.
And this will be the last time I say it, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. In last year, that's the third team foul on the Panthers. They had 5 in the third quarter, or 4 in the third quarter. We'd be shooting foul shots for the next 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so much better this way. And I like how it gives them 2 shots. Like starting them 5 fouls, you give them 2 shots. And so it doesn't get them into that situation as quickly, but when it does make you pay if you're a fouling defense.
And it speeds up the game. I mean, we're halfway through the fourth quarter and an hour into the ball game.
Yeah, I love it. The shot clock and that. Now, if they could just figure some things out for baseball,
get a pitch clock.
I know the pitch clock in the major leagues, and but still the games are too long at the major league level.
And makes both.
A 10-point ball game, Caden, 4.5 left. I mean, not out of it yet. I'd be surprised. I'm a little surprised that Richfield hasn't picked up on something like a made basket or a foul shot like that, just to see if you can get them sped up a little bit. You haven't pressed them all game. I know it's early.
Slowing it down on the offensive side here, Pineview, as Shepard brings that one up and one. Wow. What a shot from Griffin Shepard. Check that out on the replay. Just got the tail end of it. But yeah, Shepard.
As he takes that dribble handoff, comes left to right with his strong hand. That's where Pineview all night has had a rotating player step up and take a charge. Richfield did not. Result, foul, and the basket.
Timeout taken by Richfield, 53-40 as Pineview leads this one. And with that timeout taken, we're going to keep it right here. I want to take this opportunity to thank some of our local partners and great sponsors for tonight's ball game. Scooters Coffee out in Hurricane. So if you're out in Hurricane, no better place to start your day than out at Scooters Coffee. And Cache Valley Bank, your financial outfitter. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. We've got ourselves now a 13-point ball game here, 53-40. Pineview has extended the lead off of the three-point play from Griffin Shepard. And Richfield taking the timeout and see what they can scheme up here.
I mean, I think it's time to throw a press on of some kind. You're down 13, there's 4 minutes left. The clock is not your friend. You got to do something to try and disrupt this thing and speed Pineview up. Otherwise, they're just going to eat time on the clock and win this thing by 12 or 13 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming out of that timeout, brought to you by UD and Associates, your local American Family Insurance agent in St. George.
Some great sponsors that make it possible for us to be able to cover these great high school athletes in these high schools. Really grateful for those guys.
Yardley hands it off with the left hand to Southwick, who drives in on Moore. He has to kick back out. It's Moon on the drive. Off the glass, no good. It's tipped out, and it will go to the Panthers.
And it's funny. I really do think that by the end of the season, those are the shots that teams make. Probably the first or second game for Richfield here. And they've probably, by my count, had 7 or 8 of those just right at the rim that should have gone down, or half of them could have gone down. And that's kind of the real difference, I think, in the game.
Beautiful backdoor cut. It's a charge. Griffin Shepard, maybe it's the karma for drawing so many earlier in the first half of the game. He picks one of those charge calls up himself.
Great rotation. We talked about it. You know, Pineview's done a great job of that baseline rotation. Richfield takes a page out of their playbook, and when you leave your feet like that, that's the correct call.
3:35 left to go in the ball game as Yardley against Moore kicks it over to Wayman, now to Spell. Spell on the right side, goes up top, swinging it around. Barnett now into the corner is Yardley. Wayman again. Now Barnett inside to Yardley. Yardley picked up by Condi. He has to kick out. 10 on the shot clock. In the three, it is good. Wayman, Griffin Wayman.
And this is where I really think putting a full court press on a made basket could change a game.
And then quickly on the other side, it's Caleb Schmidt.
Another sophomore. Again, these guys, they've got some young talent in Pineview.
Wayman will take the quick three, and he gets one to go. Boom, boom, boom. We've got some scoring.
And Richfield calls timeout here. I expect to see a full court press here. If I don't, yep. I might walk down and recommend it.
You might go whisper in his ear real quick about it.
No, Coach Chides, he's a great coach.
55-46 here, again at the timeout, brought to you by UD and Associates. We'll take a quick 30-second one ourselves. Be back right after this.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Pineview leads 2:51 left on the clock. Pineview leads here 55-46 on the Wilson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Full court pressure coming from Richfield as Shepard hands off to Schroeder, who will take it up court, picked up by Southwick. Now Moore over to Shepard again. Takes it with the left hand, spins around, trying to find somewhere to go, gets it to Schmidt. Back up top, Schroeder will set it up, and he'll be fouled by Southwick.
I'm okay with the foul there, but I really think, like, you only have 2, 3 more get you in the double bonus, essentially. Have it with some traps. Like, get some traps, see if you can get a guy to make a play that he's not used to making. But, I think if you're not going to trap, if you're not going to put extending defense like that, it's going to be hard to get 9 points difference in 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
Shepard set to inbound the ball, gets it to Schroeder, who picks it up past half-court line. And he's picked up by Yardley. Shepard with the ball up top. Over to Condi. Condi is fouled. He's fouled by Spellman, Hudson Spell. Again, just another foul that you don't need right now if you're Richfield.
Yeah, I get it with a trap. Get it with going and making a play at the ball. But right now, and I don't know if it's, suddenly the refs are calling it tighter or not, but I'm okay with those types of plays when you're making a play at the ball, when you're trying to trap or steal. But just guarding a guy and putting a hand on him, I think is not probably the best plan right now.
And that's 3 quick fouls in a row there from Richfield.
Go run a guy and trap this type of thing.
Loses control of it. It's picked up by Spell. He almost loses control.
And now, see, this is what we're talking about. 5 team fouls. We get the double bonus.
That's
and
right.
Instead of having this happen at 4.5 minutes, it's happening at 2 minutes. And this could be interesting. Again, this gives them, if he can knock down one or the second one of these, it gives Richfield a chance to get into a full court press, maybe get them sped up again.
Makes the first.
8-point ball game, 55-47, 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Hudson Spell back at the line. A couple of substitutions here. Jelani comes back in as Schmidt heads to the bench, misses that, and Condi rebounds for Pineview.
And that one hurts because you can't set up your press there. Oh my goodness.
And a foul on the other side. So here we go, 5 fouls and 5 fouls.
Just as we said, man, this game is going by quick. We haven't been sitting at the foul line. Now we're both at 5, and it's 2 every single time here the rest of the way.
Call it the broadcaster's jinx, I guess.
That's right, that's right.
Schroeder makes the first.
And this probably isn't the guy that you want to foul either. Highest percentage free throw shooter on the court tonight.
We've yet to see any dunks, but we have crossed the threshold for the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert.
Oh,
as you can head to Yogurtland, get your first 5 ounces on Holbrook
I might
Asphalt.
have to stop by Yogurtland on the way and load up 5 ounces of freedom.
10-point ball game here with now under 2 minutes left to play. Southwick nearly losing control of it. He'll drive in, goes up against Condi on the floater. That's a tough shot to make.
And that's from a sophomore. You can see, give that guy a couple years, the length, the athleticism, the touch, and he's going to be a great player.
Absolutely. Another timeout here with 1:50 left to go. 57-49. Quick timeout ourselves. We'll be back right after this.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit stgeorgeutahvacationrentals.com.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9, and From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Griffin Shepard set to inbound the ball with 1:50 left to go. He gets it into Adam Moore. He'll go back to Shepard on the full court pressure. Inside, tipped and stolen away by Barnett. Quickly the other way and again stolen. Shepard, ooh, he gets taken out by Court Moon.
Yeah, and I think that's what surprises me a little bit is they get one trap in the full court press for Richfield. They get a turnover, and yet it's the second time that we've seen a full court press. I think when you have so much youth on a team like Pineview, you got two sophomores that get quite a bit of time. You got a junior, and of course you got two seniors. But I think that would have been interesting to see if they could have sped them up a little bit and got them, especially early in the season where you're not quite as crisp as we see. Nash Schroeder knock down another free throw. A guy that's probably going to shoot 85 or 90% this year.
And Schroeder again from the line, a little short off the front of the rim that time.
Oh.
An accidental buzzer.
Inadvertent horn there by the scorer's table. Big smiles over there.
Straightaway three, no good. Rebound, no. It's thrown out of bounds. It is out of bounds off of Pineview. So it's 58-49 Pineview here. Richfield trying to make some sort of comeback with the short time available.
This is the great thing about the three-point shot. Get a three-pointer here, it's a 6-point game, 2 possessions, get a full court press on, get a trap, turnover, and who knows? But the key is getting this one to knock down.
Spell hands it off to Wayman, back to Spell. Goes up top to Southwick. Southwick to Spell, Spell. And a blocking foul is called. So, and again, another trip to the line.
Chance to cut it to 7 here, get your press on. And, again, this is so early in the season that I like your odds if you can get it close.
Yeah.
For something interesting to happen. I think we've seen that in the Desert Hills Canyon View game last week. We saw it in the Pineview Canyon View game last night.
First one's good.
Pretty good crowd here tonight in the pit.
And not too bad for the first game of the season here at home.
Still in November. I mean, nothing like basketball in November.
And missing from the line and rebounded by Pineview. Schroeder was looking way up court like he wanted to just throw it all the way out. It's tipped out of bounds by Yardley. It'll stay with the Panthers.
And you can see Coach Amico over there saying, move the ball, move the ball. They're going to be reaching, they're going to be trapping, they're going to be fouling. You got to move it on the pass, not on the dribble.
Over to Shepard. Shepard has a lane. Off the glass, no good, and a blocking foul is called against Miles Barnett.
And I think Barnett's saying, hey, you've been calling those on us all night. How about a little love, Mr. Zebra?
Yeah, he takes the slow walk into the blocks. Shepard makes his first. Sends the lead back out to 9. Just under a minute left to play here, 58 seconds. No good on the second. And Southwick will rebound for Richfield. He'll push the ball up quickly. An open lane to the basket. He'll take it. No good. Rebounded by Pineview. And Ojegwa goes up court to Schmidt. Some contact. The foul against Miles Barnett. That'll send Caleb Schmidt to the line.
Yeah, looks like he's got a little bit of a leaky beak there. Got cracked right across the face on that loose ball. Another sophomore here at the foul line. Boy, I'd talk to the equipment guy and see if they can't loosen just a little bit on that rim. We've seen a couple go down and just not stay as the ref comes over to check Caleb to make sure that he's got all his faculties with him.
Well, he was sitting there holding that nose. He wanted to make sure that he wasn't bleeding anywhere. He says, I'm not bleeding. He shook his head saying, no, I'm not bleeding. Just kind of feels like it. Just gave him a little knock to the nose. He's all right.
10-point ball game, 60-50, under a minute. A good comeback in the second half for Richfield here as we see them try and get a 3 off to try and do something here.
Goes into the corner to Yardley, and again, they just have to get shots going. They just haven't been able to yet as Yardley scoops it up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Pineview. And Schroeder controls it. He'll be fouled? Fouled, there we go. I was waiting for the foul call to come, and it came a little later than I thought it would. But it came nonetheless. 22 seconds on the clock.
I think if you're Pineview, you're happy because you get your first home win. You get Coach Amico's first win in his career here at Pineview. And you weathered the storm in the second half as we see Nash knock down that front end, making it 61-50. But a great job on your home opener. I think obviously this is an exciting team to come for the Panthers. As Richfield's going to try and get one more shot off here to make it look a little closer.
Southwick, nothing there on the 15-footer. And with 8 seconds left to go, the Panthers will dribble this one out. And they'll get themselves the win, 62-50 on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. And the Panthers, first win of the season in their home opener. Coach Amico getting his first win, one of the many first-time coaches here in Region 9.
Yeah, 4 this year, right?
Yeah. We have 3 returning, 4 new.
You don't see that a lot, and certainly congrats to Coach Amico and that squad. Certainly got to look out for the Flyers all season long, but a good one for the Panthers here in the pit.
As the Flyers attended this game. Dixie Flyers in the stands tonight. Dixie Flyers hanging out, scouting out some competition, because why not, right?
Well, I think this early in the season, you're just like, okay, there's basketball, let's go see it.
Let's just go watch some ball.
We've seen so much football, and no offense against the hard-working gridiron Giants, but it's nice to see a little hoops.
Absolutely.
Especially as the temperatures drop into the 30s.
That's right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. Stick around with us on the Fan Sports Network. We'll be handing out some awards as the Pineview Panthers come away with the win, 62-50.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that can make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Welcome back into the pit. Pineview Panthers get the win, 62-50 in our Boulevard home game of the week. Caden Formaster and Ben Lindquist here with you, and now joining us, the winning coach, Coach Patrick Amico as well. Coach,
winning
congrats.
coach and first win.
That's right.
Of his high school basketball career as the head guy. Of course, a great career in college. On some great benches with some great college coaches, and congrats, Coach.
Thank you. I wasn't sure after last night we'd ever get one. You know, it was a long, sleepless night. I think I had the computer on my lap, and I remember seeing 5 a.m., and then I heard the alarm at 6:15, so it was a long one. But these guys really fought, and if we'll just buy in on the defensive end, as you know, Coach Lindquist, like, if you buy in on the defensive end, you can be really special, and that first half was really special. We grade kills, so 3 stops in a row, and they say if you can get 6 to 8 of those, depending on the level you're at, you have an 85% chance or better to win. And we had 6 kills in the first half, you know, including a double kill, which is 6 consecutive stops. And that's the kind of metrics and analytics we care about. It's all on defense, and we brought it for a half. To be really good, we have to bring it for a full game, but really proud of those guys. They played hard.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Yeah, and to that defensive conversation, we talked about the rotations from the weak side and getting 4 charges in in one half. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, we work shelled more than anybody in the country, I think. We do shell every single day, and the guys get sick of it. But I use an example when I was helping out with NBA Summer League. I got to go to a Bulls practice when Dwayne Wade was there for a short time. and they did shell drill, and they did it every day, they said. And if Dwayne Wade and the Chicago Bulls and the best players in the world are doing shell drill every day, then you're darn right Pineview High School is going to be doing it every day. So we take up a lot of time in shell, but it's important, and that's what wins games.
Well, and a lot of people don't understand that weak side is so critical, especially as good as these athletes are now, off the dribble and off the bounce to penetrate. If your weak side is asleep, you're going to get beat. But you guys did such a good job. What I was real impressed with is the inside penetration just as much as the baseline. The baseline's the easiest place to cut that off on a weak side, but having those guys with heads on a swivel on that interior presence is so much harder to do.
Yeah, trying to allow no middle. I mean, just trying to keep them out of the paint, and they did a great job tonight.
And you got to give Griffin Shepard some credit for that, as he drew a bunch of, we were counting up 1, 2, 3 offensive foul calls that were all brought up by him standing in the way there. Definitely doing a good job on defense on that side.
Yeah, so I'm here every other day in the classroom, and then I'm here every day doing film and different things, but I try to email at least 10 schools for Nash, Griffin, Trevor every day I teach, so every other day. So I'm sending about 30 a week. And I had to watch all the games from last year, and there were 2 games that Griffin didn't take a charge in. He had more charges than games played. He is unbelievable, and 3 charges in the first half. We'd love to see some more in the second half, but we just broke down so much defensively where we were giving baseline instead of forcing baseline, and the help can't get there on a straight line drive. But we'll get there, and we'll improve and get after it tomorrow.
Very good. Thank you, Coach. Thanks for joining us, and congrats on the win.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here.
Yep,
absolutely.
Appreciate you.
All right. As we continue on with our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show here from the pit, we want to hand out a few quick awards as we are wrapping things up. Let's get to one of my favorites personally. It usually goes to somebody who puts in a lot of time and effort, but they don't always get that starting position. It's our Jersey Mike's sub of the game. And, Ben, there's a few different guys here that I really like coming off of the bench, seeing some good minutes. One guy that got some hands in the passing lane quite a lot of steals, a lot of tipped passes was Jelani Ojegba. He was just getting in the lane. He didn't score a ton, but his length just makes it so easy on defense to just cut guys off from driving inside, keeps them from making those passes. He's able to get fingertips out there, and I just saw a lot from him defensively today.
Yeah, and he's going to be one of the premier athletes in the region. If it's not by the end of this year, it'll be by next year. A guy that doesn't quite know how athletic he is, and what the defense we just heard Coach talk about. You need guys like that, can be so disruptive, can get you rebounds that other guys can't, can cut off guys because they can move to spaces quicker, and a great job. I wouldn't be surprised, too, if that's a guy who's starting by the end of the season for the Panthers.
I wouldn't be surprised either. He definitely has the talent to do so, and we kind of saw that rotation there of 6-7 guys for Pineview. I believe those are going to be the guys that we'll see throughout the rest of the season. Let's get to our Hirsch Ace Hardware player of the game. You know, it's going to be really easy to go with guys like Nash or Griffin Shepard. They definitely just get it done in all facets of the game. Where are you leaning in this one tonight?
Yeah, I think this one's easy tonight. Griffin did a great job, as we talked about, on the defensive end. But offensively, Nash, ends up probably with 22, 23 points tonight. He got some great looks for his teammates, controlled the tempo there really well. And if you can get him like that, Pineview's got a lot of opportunities to win this year. And I think that's a lot of people are going to watch this film and go, okay, we got to stop him very first to give ourselves a chance to beat the Pineview.
Absolutely. And I also want to look at one more. We go with our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game.
Ooh.
And this one's a little tougher to me. There aren't a ton that stick out. There's one specifically that I just really like. It was pretty. I'll call it what it is. It was pretty. It was that kick out to Moore, the quick touch pass to Griffin Shepard. He pulls the three and drains it.
Late there in the second quarter. Yeah, I agree. What a great, we talk about Nash, that penetration. We get it over in the corner, the distribution out. That's the type of basketball that wins, in and out. consistently.
Absolutely. But there you have it, 62-50. Pineview gets the win over Richfield here on the Fan Sports Network. Thank you for joining us here on the broadcast. First of many here in this basketball season with Region 9. I want to thank Sebastian running the camera over there for us tonight, and for Ben and myself.
CC back in the lab.
CC back in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good one. We will see you next time.